Check out the website jfresh.co.uk.
Musically motivated.
What's good, people? It's your boy J Fresh, right here for the website jfresh.co.uk. I'm here with the artist who's had his sandwich. He's ready for the interview. Fekky, what's happening, fam?
How you doing, bro? What's happening? It's good.
It's good to have you here. I believe you were a little bit hungry coming over here.
I was starving on the way down. It was crazy.
And you're kind of artist. You don't want any homemade sandwiches. No. You want the real stuff.
Do you know, I was on some set this morning and they was trying to offer me some homemade ones.
In the clink film from the pocket?
I had to literally just walk away. I took it and put it in the bin.
Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're full up, man, and you're ready for work.
That's all good, man.
Big question I've got to ask you.
Yep.
Frisco's birthday bash.
Yep.
How heavy was it?
It was crazy.
How wavy was it?
It was crazy, man. It was good to be down there with all the lads, you know what I mean? Turned into a little bit of a mosh pit, everyone in the middle, putting on songs one by one. Do you know what I mean? It was good to see, man.
Absolutely crazy. You've got quite a big record at the moment.
Yeah.
It's called Still Sittin Here.
Yeah.
The streets are fully gassed for this joint.
Everyone's loving it.
Everyone is going crazy for this record.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the record, man. The hookup with Dizzee's a strong look as well.
Yeah, definitely. Like when Splurge Boys produced the song, so we was in the studio and then I heard the beat and then we made the chorus, whatever, put the song together, and I was just like, you know what, we got to get Dizzee involved somehow. Because at first it was going to be some sort of like homage song, do you know what I mean? Because it's like 10 years.
Not a respect kind of thing.
I mean, a respect thing. I'm a new artist coming through. So I thought, let's pay some respect to the old artist, you know. Not even, he's still about, but you know what I mean, like the old artist.
Careful.
Be careful. But yeah, so then literally I've reached out to him on a thing of like just thinking to get him in a video. Then I thought, you know what, let me just ask him to do a song. I was thinking there's no way like he's going to do this song at the moment because I know he had his stuff going on. And he's like, oh, Feck, I'm not sure, blah, blah, blah. So I let that go and I was like, you know what, I'm going to give it to someone I know and give it to him. So I sent it to Jammer. I said, look, get this song to Dizzee as soon as you can, do you know what I mean? He's got it to him. I didn't really hear nothing back, so I just thought, all right, cool, you know, I'll just crack on with it. And then when it's time to do the video, I'll just see if I can get him to come and do it. Then I was sitting in my mate's front room and I looked in my phone and I see the verse. Do you know what I mean? It was weird. Maybe Christmas as well, like attached to it. Do you know what I mean? So it was good.
I mean, when you look at a record that is from such a legendary album, is there a little bit of, should I be doing that? Am I going to do it justice?
No, definitely. It's like a thing of like, I just know that in the era we've got now, I drop bangers and I just know that I'm very confident in what I do. Like a lot of my the songs I've had a song called Bang before, Hot Boy. Like last year I was like one of the most booked rappers underground, you know what I mean, with no booking agent, with just the music I do. So I always knew that my style works. So I was just a bit worried that maybe the people from before it might clash, but I knew it'd be a battle. I didn't think they would just like shut it down. I think the new age will battle the old age, like this is what's happening. But when I heard it after, I just knew. I was like, you know what, this is a banger. From top to end, it's a banger. And no one's heard Dizzee like that in years.
That's the thing. I mean, it's a strong record, and real quickly, if we can take a step back, and Boy in the Corner as an album, to you, as an artist in 2014, what does that album mean to you? It's
just a thing, it's like, you know when you hear a song and it takes you back to a period in life? Because like, obviously I'm older now, and like, them times there I didn't really have no bills, no stresses, like nothing to really do, so I was just on the streets a lot, going to parties a lot, and it's like it takes you back to like the carefree era, even the music like on Sittin Here was like carefree music. A lot of people are a lot careful of what they're putting out these days, do you know what I mean? Like if you listen to that album, like you can just see that he's just spitting what he sees and his surroundings, innit? And it literally just took me back to that time, do you know what I mean?
I love hearing records that, like your joint and the old grime and the Dizzee thing. For me, it was going to Esky Dance and going to all the Sidewinders at Brunel and Sanctuary and places don't exist no more. So mad love for that. So people are gassed about the record. Is it okay for you to be gassed about the record?
I'm gassed about everything I make, do you know what I mean? It's not every day you get a track with Dizzee or Arsenal, do you know what I mean? Man. So it's like, I gotta be. Like,
it's such a strong look, man.
One thing about my music, I'm like, it's very energetic, so the gas always comes through. Cause I'm in the studio, like if you see me in the studio, I'm going mad, jumping up and down, by myself sometimes.
You're not the guy who sat there being all pensive and thoughtful. Your vibes,
just jumping up and down in the studio. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, for me, it's important to kind of like get it through on the music, and it always does. So I'm kind of happy that comes through.
The energy definitely comes through, man. Now, when it comes to your music, would you say you're your own biggest critic?
Definitely, definitely. Because it's like when I first come out, it's like with me, it's like I haven't come out saying I'm like the biggest lyricist or whatever. I just feel like the music I make is like just to hype people up, get the energy, get the clubs. Because like over here in this, especially in the UK, I just feel like not a lot of us are aiming for the clubs. So like a lot of people have got buzzes on YouTube or like good at freestyling and all that sort of thing, but really and truly, like in the clubs, you're not really hearing us that much. You know what I mean? So it's like I always wanted my music. I wanted to hear something from me that I could listen to in a club and go mad to. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, why? You gave a good example of how you approach your work.
Yeah.
But why do you think it is that a lot of UK rap or hip hop doesn't get supported or doesn't get played in the clubs?
It's like a lot of people take themselves too seriously. Do you know what I mean? It's like
in terms of content or the pace and the style of a record.
Yeah, like it's like you being who you want to be. Do you know what I mean? It's like when you know who you are and what you can do, like you just shouldn't have to like make music to like. You have to please everyone in one hand, but at the same time you should be true to yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like when you're at home having a laugh and jumping up and down with your friends and that, like you should be able to put that through in your music, not all the angry stuff all the time or like all the depressing stuff all the time. Like everyone's going through depression and stress. You know what I mean? And not everyone wants to hear about it.
It should be a balance.
When you go to the club, you're not going there like to sing, to jump up and down like, oh, let's pay my bills. Like you're not gonna do that. It's like you just wanna
make
go
it
there.
rain.
You just wanna go there. You wanna make it rain. You wanna jump on that. You wanna get drunk. You wanna forget about all that. Do you know what I mean? So it's like that's why like with my music, I just said, you know what? I don't care. I'm just gonna go with something that's just mad. Like, I'll just say something that no one will say. Something that when you're in the club and you're drunk, you will say it and not realise you're saying it, like, sort of thing. And that's like how I kind of went at it. Do you know what I mean?
What I like about you and how you approach your career is that you're very open.
Yeah.
In, like you said, being real to yourself and not shining on unless you have the right ingredients.
Definitely.
But like the way I put that. But also, you're someone who believes, and I agree, that rappers, UK artists, you need to look at what you're doing as a career and as a business model and where you are and in the right way using your fan base and moving forward. So how do you approach that?
It's just life. Like I know that I got to pay my rent at the end of the month.
Simple as that.
I know that I've got things to pay for. And like when you're in the studio, like you got to pay for the studio as well that you're in as well. So like it's like you have to start thinking, okay, cool, it's good making music, but how am I going to pay for this? Like, how am I going to maintain this, what I'm doing? Do you know what I mean? And that's why you see a lot of rappers come and go because they can't maintain it. Like, some of them will lie. They'll put themselves in a hole and say, like, I'm the richest rapper. Then it gets like 6 months down the line and they spend all this money on videos.
There's nothing left. There's nothing left.
And they can't be rich no more. So they got to run off. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, you have to kind of be careful like with what you're doing because it's like everything's it's a career. Once you get past a certain stage, you have to start thinking bills, this, that. Do you know what I mean? So you have to kind of know what you're doing out there.
You don't have to worry about this studio time. I've got you on this, okay? I've got you on this. We talk about more music that you've got coming out.
Yeah.
I believe there's a mixtape and an album on the way.
Basically, yeah. Like having a bit of a tussle here and there.
Levels of output. I mean, we're talking, what, a mixtape very soon, and you're looking at an album at the start of the year. That's a lot of music you're putting out.
I've made a lot of music. Like, I've kind of been, like, since last year, I've kind of been a bit quiet. No, since the beginning of the year, I've been a bit quiet. I've just been making lots and lots of music. But like I said, I was doing so much shows, I just got caught up in like the live whirlwind and whatnot. Do you know what I mean? So now I've like took time to chill out, make music. I'm like, this song I made with Dizzee has been done since like January.
Wow.
And it's come out, what are we in now, like June?
July,
like that's 6 months.
It's going quickly, man.
You know what I mean? So it's like now it's like every single month that goes by, it's just like with me, I just feel like I just want to just keep collecting and when I start, there's no stopping. You know what I mean?
And so if you've got a mixtape that is quickly followed by an album, and obviously you've made a lot of music already, how do you approach the projects differently? Because an album obviously is a different concept to a mixtape. Definitely.
Like with the mixtape, it's just like a thing of like, with mixtape music, is like I can do it with my eyes closed. With the album, I'm trying to test myself.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm very confident in what I do. So I know, like once the song's recorded, I just know, listen, like when my fans hear this, or when a DJ gets hold of this, they're gonna do what they can do. Now with an album, it's like thinking about, you know what, like who don't like Fekky? Like who ain't heard Fekky? Do you know what I mean? It's like I have to start thinking about a lot more things than I would be thinking.
And especially the programming as well. Exactly. How an album's digested. A lot of people. I know we're in a different world now where people. You've got to really grab people's attention to get them to listen to a whole album. Yeah,
because everyone's attention span is like just not even there. Like a song, I'll see a song being gassed on Twitter for like a day or two, then it's just gone. Do you know what I mean? So these are the things you need to start like I'm thinking about with my album. Do you know what I mean? And the funny thing about it, I've called my album El Clasico.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like, in English, that's a classic. So I got to really deliver. You know what I mean? So
well, you got to test yourself.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You
yeah.
got to put yourself up there, man.
But I'm gonna deliver though.
Of course.
I'm gonna deliver.
I love the confidence,
it's sounding
man.
so crazy right now as it is. So.
And when's it gonna drop? I can't tell you, Fresh.
Please.
I can't tell you. I know what the answer is, but I have to ask.
I got to be careful. You know what I mean? A bit too open.
Now, obviously, you're doing a lot right now in terms of your career. But films, is that something that still interests you?
Yeah. I'm on a set of one now. I've done like one at the end of last year. That's coming out, I think, end of this year. And I'm on a set of one now. That's coming out, I think, beginning of next year. Do you know what I mean? It's called The Intent. It's a good movie. Like it's like a British-based movie. Bit top boy with a bit more. Do you know what I mean? So like, yeah, I kind of want to get into it, but at the moment, it's because with the music stuff. That's my main.
That's
focus.
the focus at the moment.
No matter
yeah.
what, that's my main focus is the music. So I've got to try and do all of that sort of stuff in and around it, sort of thing.
Now, also when you're out on the road as well, you're a guy who likes motorbikes.
Yeah, I love motorbikes.
Yeah, me,
bike life.
I don't have the balance. I've got to keep it strictly four wheels.
You would love it, trust me.
But break it down for me. What are you riding right now, and what do you look for in a bike?
At the moment, I haven't got a bike. I sold my bike. Because I literally like just bored. I was just sitting outside the house all the time because I'm always like in the studio working sort of thing. But yeah, like Jigsaw 600, Jigsaw 750, R6s, like I love them. Like from young, I've always ridden a bike. From like 16, 15, I've just always been on bikes. It's just easier to get around, especially in West End. I should get one actually. It just made me just think about it.
As long as you've got
another one, yeah.
You've got a little box at the back for your packed lunch.
Little box, little camera.
You know, everything's sweet.
Little
wicked.
backpack.
Now. You've got so much going on right now. I think it's such a strong time for UK music, and it has been for a while.
100%.
So the record with Dizzee is going to be big. It's already popping off.
It's popping off.
But for your fans and new fans to get hold of you, Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah. Fekky Official on both. So Fekky Official on the Instagram, Fekky Official on Twitter, and what's it? FekkyOfficial.com for the website for all the latest videos and where I'm going to be at.